and then the Republicans have no leadership. I mean, Ryan quit but didn't quit. How do you go into an election with a lame duck leader? I've never seen such a thing like this.
Well, so you think he should step down sooner than November and let the next speaker get in charge already?
Anybody who says in politics they are out is out.
Right.
And I don't know why anyone would hold on to their position after they said that, particularly going into an election. So I think that gives the Dems a very big neutralizing,
well, we know now.
Ability here.
We know what Nancy Pelosi said she's going to do should she become Speaker. She said it. She basically telegraphed it for us. She just says she wants to take back the tax reform package and raise taxes on Americans. That's going to fly?
She is an unpopular leader, but at least she's a leader. And most Democrats actually support the leadership of Schumer and Pelosi, even though they don't play that well in the broader electorate. The Republicans don't even like the Republican leaders, and the leaders, paradoxically, are staying in power. So I think that's a real problem for them.
Well, one, Paul Ryan at least is photogenic and arguably the best-looking man in Washington, D.C. So that helps the Republicans. If you're going to put somebody in front of a TV camera, you better be telegenic. Number one. And number two, the health
Get the hot to Paul Ryan.
He's very nice. Paul Ryan's very nice. He's the only person who doesn't better deal you when you meet him and talk to him. He doesn't look by you trying to find somebody better to talk to. He actually cares about who's standing in front of him. Number two, though, the health care issue will be really fascinating because people get their premium increases for next year. We find out in October how much their premiums are going to go up. And Kellyanne Conway sat on this set right around the time she joined the Trump campaign in 2016 and said, this is going to be the pocketbook issue. This is going to be the woman's issue that turns this election. She was right then, but again, does this play for the Democrats this year?
I'm not sure. I mean, the White House, I think, is already preparing for a lot of the health care debate by talking about pharmaceutical pricing, playing into a lot of the concerns that Americans have. And Mark, you just were mentioning that independent women were leaving Trump in support, but how do you explain that 12-point or 13-point shift in the general ballot from a Democrat lead to a Republican? It was going from 16 points now to just 3 points. That's within the margin of error. So who are Democrats losing?
Look, I think two things. First, I think you see the gender gap, if anything, accelerating. Trump started to do better with men, particularly younger men.
Right.
I think he's got a real problem with these independent women that he hasn't figured out, how to bridge, and that for Democrats going to the election could be a very strong turnout factor. And I think nothing he's done has really alleviated that. I think you have to understand, while the Republicans won the tax cut, they lost health care really badly. It was an issue that they led on for years. They had no message. They had no plan. Right now, voters are saying they're far more comfortable with Democrats on health care than Republicans, and it's been turned into a major liability. And with no leader, I don't think Republicans are going to be able to reverse that.
Well, we had that very important senator give it the thumbs down, and so there's that. But I got to turn to another story, and that is the abuse of power on the left. Let's talk about the countdown to the IG report. Now we know that the IG report is now in a draft 2-week review. The draft is in the 2-week review period at the Department of Justice. The watchdog report on the FBI and the Department of Justice extended investigation into the Hillary Clinton email scandal over her 2016 presidential campaign. That report is now completed. It's going to be out within the next 2 weeks. Did you see the op-ed today in the Journal by Kim Strassel? What was Trump's campaign set up? All of this, the same storyline, Mark, your take and what you're expecting from the IG report.
Well, I've been very skeptical of Mueller and his operation as having no foundation from the beginning. I think the most important thing to look for in the IG report is how does the IG come down on Comey? If the IG basically blasts Comey as being someone who either committed violations or led this thing in the wrong way, then Mueller can't use him as a witness. And that blows up the obstruction of justice case against the president 100%. And I think that's probably the most significant thing going forward. And then the question is, will there be, prosecutions here of people who leaked or lied or whatnot? We've seen nothing so far.
Right. We know that the last report from the IG recommended criminal charges against Andrew McCabe. Will there be recommended criminal charges against Jim Comey?
Well, I think it's a very strong possibility. But the IG, if you go back and look at his report on McCabe, I've never seen a report that well documented. If he has a case against Comey, you can bet it's ironclad.
Mark, good to see you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mark Penn.